Kyle Busch will have a new crew chief in 2026.
Kyle Busch is no stranger to shaking up the NASCAR world, but this time, it's not him making headlines. Childress Racing just dropped a bombshell. Jim Pohlman is stepping in as Busch's new crew chief for the 2026 season. The move is a clear signal that RCR is ready to hit reset and reawaken a No.8 team that's been stumbling for far too long. And the stakes? They've never been higher. After months of underperformance and growing concerns about Busch's trajectory at RCR, the team finally made it official. Jim Pullman will take over as crew chief for the two-time Cup Series champion beginning in 2026. Pullman isn't a random hire, he's a proven winner. Most recently, he led Justin Allgaier to an Xfinity Series championship in 2024 and has kept Allgaier in title contention again in 2025. In just 3 seasons, their partnership yielded 9 wins, 38 top 5s, and 59 top 10 seconds. Those numbers speak for themselves. Not only does Pullman bring recent success, but he also has valuable past experience with RCR, having served as the head of R&D and filled in as crew chief during the 2022 season. His understanding of RCR's infrastructure gives him a unique edge in stepping into a high-pressure role like this. RCR is clearly betting on Pullman's winning mindset to reignite Busch's competitive fire. Kyle Busch began his RCR stint in 2023 with a bang, 3 wins in his first 15 starts. But since then, nothing. He's gone winless in over 90 Cup races. That's an alarming slump for a driver who once seemed permanently glued to victory lane. So far in 2025, Busch sits 22nd in the standings. 2 top 5s and 9 top 10 seconds through 33 races would be acceptable for a rookie, not a former champion. This isn't the Kyle Busch fans are used to. This move isn't just about chemistry, it's survival. For RCR and Busch, 2026 can't be another year of missed expectations. Busch, known for his fiery demeanor and razor-sharp driving instincts, thrives on momentum. A change in leadership might be the spark that realigns the team around a common purpose, winning. With the right crew chief, drivers often unlock new levels of performance, especially when trust and strategy align. RCR is hoping this duo can rebuild that synergy. Pullman is no stranger to the pressure of top-tier racing. Before dominating with Allgaier and Xfinity, he was the head of R&D at RCR and served briefly as a crew chief during the 2022 season. He even held interim crew chief duties for Juan Pablo Montoya back in 2011, scoring top 10 seconds at Watkins Glen and New Hampshire. But now, the stakes are bigger. The Cup Series spotlight is unforgiving, especially when you're sitting on the box for Kyle Busch. Still, Pullman isn't walking into the unknown. He knows RCR's internal culture, and he's already earned the respect of the garage. That familiarity could prove crucial. Jim Pullman steps in following the exit of Randall Burnett, Busch's previous crew chief, who is heading to Trackhouse Racing to guide rookie Connor Zilisch in 2026. Burnett's departure left a noticeable gap, a gap that interim crew chief Andy Street has tried to fill for the final 3 races of 2025. But Street was always a placeholder. RCR needed a long-term leader, someone with a vision. That's where Pullman comes in. Team owner Richard Childress made his intentions clear. Everyone at Childress Racing remains focused on improving performance and is committed to putting the right people in place, including on the number 8 team. Childress said, "Jim Pullman is a relentless competitor in the garage and fits in well with our mission and approach at RCR." That's not corporate fluff. That's a pointed message. The status quo isn't good enough. Childress is putting faith in a leader with recent success, high energy, and a history of exceeding expectations. And when you pair that with a driver like Busch, who's desperate to end his drought, the potential is explosive. Let's be honest, Busch has had a rough stretch. Once the face of dominance in NASCAR, he's spent the past 2 years fading further from the front. 2 fifth-place finishes on road courses in 2025 highlight just how far his performance has dropped. Busch hasn't gone this long without a win in his entire career. Not even close. He's still a 63-time Cup winner with 2 championships, but NASCAR doesn't reward past glory. Every season resets the narrative, and for Busch, the story lately has been one of frustration and fading form. The Pullman hire isn't just about upgrading the pit box, it's about reawakening a sleeping giant. Think of this move like a football team firing its offensive coordinator after a string of losing seasons. It's not a rebuild, it's a reset. For Busch and RCR, this is the beginning of a new game plan. In sports, chemistry between player and coach can make or break a season. In NASCAR, the driver-crew chief relationship is just as critical. Strategy, trust, communication, They're all part of the formula, and for 2 years, that formula has been off for Busch. Bringing in Pullman is a calculated gamble that the right voice on the radio can make all the difference. The new era officially begins February 1st at the Cookout Clash in Bowman Gray Stadium, a non-points race. But the real test? February 15 at the Daytona 500. It's NASCAR's biggest stage, and for Busch and Pullman, it'll be a proving ground. Can they shake the slump and launch 2026 with a statement win, or will the pressure expose cracks in the new partnership? One thing is certain, all eyes will be on that number 8 Chevy. For this move to be a success, it's not just about wins. Yes, victory lane matters, but so does consistency, competitiveness, and presence in the playoff picture. RCR doesn't just need a spark, they need sustained fire. With a new leader guiding strategy and a motivated veteran behind the wheel, expectations are shifting. A top 10 points finish, multiple top 5s, and playoff advancement would be the minimum bar. For Busch, it might also mean rewriting his recent narrative. This isn't about adding one last chapter to a Hall of Fame career. It's about proving the story isn't over. Make no mistake, this is a gamble. Jim Pullman has never been a full-time Cup crew chief over a full season. He's tasted victory in Xfinity, impressed in part-time Cup roles, and has built a solid resume. But now he's under the microscope. Still, with great risk comes great potential. If Pullman can tap into what made Busch a generational talent, the reward could be massive. If not, RCR may find themselves back at square one, questioning what went wrong with one of the sport's most enigmatic figures. This move isn't just about Kyle Busch, it's about Childress Racing sending a message to the rest of the garage. They're not content with mid-pack results. They're willing to make aggressive moves to get back on top. For an organization with a storied past, including titles with legends like Dale Earnhardt, there's pride on the line. And in today's ultra-competitive field, taking bold action isn't just encouraged, it's required. The 2026 season will be a defining one for both Kyle Busch and Jim Pullman. It's a chance for redemption, revival, and possibly one of the sport's biggest comeback stories. Busch still has the skill. Pullman has the momentum. Now it comes down to execution. If they click, this pairing could silence doubters and return the number 8 car to glory. If not, it could be the beginning of the end for one of NASCAR's most compelling careers. RCR has made its move. Now it's time to see if it pays off. Because in racing, the only thing that matters is results, and in 2026, the pressure is on.